Hey, hi, hello. My name's Angelito, and how's it going, everybody? I haven't uploaded a video in a while. Sorry about that. I have been sick and busy working, so that's why there's been a small influx of videos recently. But yeah, I haven't really uploaded anything on the anniversary. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I am so far loving it. I think that it is fantastic. Nayuta's great. The story for the campaign is great. The story for the event is also great. But I don't want to go into too much of a tangent. I want to talk about Prydwen, and I want to talk about their review on Nayuta today. I'm gonna quickly go into the tier list and pull her up really quickly. So I just want to talk about this really quickly. Um, and what they gave Nayuta in terms of her rankings in both or in everything, I guess, in terms of story, low and high, bossing, and in PvP. So let's get into it. This review came out yesterday, I believe, and honestly, like realistically speaking, I think that these are perfectly fine. In terms of like tiers for her to be in, especially for story and for bossing. Oh well, low deficit and for bossing. I'm kind of questioning high deficit, realistically speaking, and I think PvP is fine. S and or SS is perfectly fine. Um, Honestly, I should pull up the game and show my Nayuta off really quickly. So I'm gonna go do that. Okay, so here is my Nayuta. She is full overload gear. She has about 50% elemental and about roughly 20% attack with a bunch of ammo stats. So if you want to see my stats really quickly, I need to still roll stuff. I haven't used a lot of my stones because I'm waiting for Liberalio to come out. But full overload gear, 10, 10, 10. And she's rocking a level 12 Bastion Cube with a favorite item. And off the rip, testing this character, I'm not really going to show numbers in this because realistically speaking, I'm not really a big fan of showing numbers. I think that if you want to go look at like stats for everybody else, or if you want to go look for stats for characters, go look at Sky, go look at Zeox, go look at the other Nikkei creators. They're so much better at doing that. Um, but off the rip, this character is insane. Her skills are awesome in terms of damage. She does a lot of damage. She's able to keep herself alive. So we're gonna talk about the ranks really quickly, and how I personally feel about how Prydwen ranked Nayuta. So right the rip, I'm gonna go off her first ability first, and this is gonna go into PvP first since they gave her an S. So Nayuta is able to give herself Indomitability for 9 seconds, and it activates one time during battle, and it's always at the start. So this skill is honestly great because I think that Nayuta is able to do roughly close to a lot of Scarlet Black Shadow's damage, especially when you get a lot of elemental and damage buffs for her. And she's able to just give herself a lot. And I think that this skill alone makes her at least an S or SS, depending on where you want to like take that. You know what I mean? Um, this right there by itself, if she's able to have enough charge for her team, she can wipe teams. And that's not going off if her burst one is able to actually land the burst one. Um, so them ranking Nayuta in S is okay. I think that she at least belongs there. Now, damage dealt to core is also pretty insane for 5 seconds. And this is after she gets the memory absorption and she gives this to all allies. If you don't have core, or if the enemies don't have core, then you kind of miss out on this. And I could see why they kind of also dropped her for bossing as well. Because if a boss doesn't have a core, then what are you really, you know what I mean? So I do think that the attack buff is still great. I think that the HP recovery is still great. And honestly, if you want to rock this character with Crown, you totally can. I still think that Helm and the and Little Mermaid are still like the best for Crown. But if you want to use Nayuta with Crown, you totally can. I'll probably show an example in this video of me using her with Crown fighting Kraken. But I think that this character is still really, really strong. You can use her with Crown, which is awesome. Her heals are also very, very consistent as well. As you can see, recovers 20% of final max HP as HP, and this counts for everybody. So this is, well, I mean, this counts for self, but the equally shares HP recovery, affects all allies. The deals 150 damage, awesome. These numbers are just awesome. We can go into her second effect, which is the memory absorption and the stacks. So memory absorption, she's able to get hit rate 1.4 stacks up to 30 times. She's also immune to stack count and decrease and increase. So every 3 seconds, she's able to give herself more stuff. And on top of that too, she's also giving herself attack after 2 stacks, more damage or attack damage after 10 stacks, and then core damage at 30. Now, this is another circumstance where I totally understand like why they put her at a lower tier when it comes to PvP and for bossing. Depending on how long you're taking for this boss and or for the PvP match, you're not really getting all those stacks. You're not going to get them at all, period, in PvP because of how fast it goes. But for PvP or for PvE bossing, you're not going to get those at all, depending on how far or how low the boss is. And I guess this also counts for story mode as well, and why they gave her an SS in deficit. Just only because it's just kind of the same thing. You're not going to be stacking 30 stacks in a quick campaign level, so I understand that. Now we can go off to her ulti. Affects all allies. The damage increase is still good. Affects all enemies. The damage is still insane, and then her damage here is just great. Now, I've been using my Nayuta primarily for my hard campaign. I'm gonna pop in here really quickly. Also, I just got the skin yesterday because I finally bought the deluxe edition of Solar Blade, so love it. So nice. But yeah, we're gonna go into this. I've been using my Nayuta and my crown and my hard mode push campaign, and I'm not super high off of the deficit for recommended power, but I still have a nice like a nice, what's the word, like I'm still far away from the recommended power. So if I were to hop into this hard mode stage and I just let Nayuta just do her thing, Nayuta is gonna carry this whole entire fight, probably with Rapi and Scarlet. I'm not gonna touch my keyboard. I'm just gonna let it autoplay, and you're gonna see Nayuta just completely shreds everything off of this burst. Also, this burst is beautiful. Like, this is the coolest burst in the game. That is so cool. Nice. So as you can see, Nayuta is going crazy. She's literally screen wiping everything besides the tanky enemy at the bottom. And she's gonna get her burst again and do the exact same thing. Here goes Scarlet's burst. Here comes the boss. And I had to do nothing there. Like, it wasn't a super hard stage, don't get me wrong. Like, there's no insane bosses, but at the same time, like, I didn't have to even play. Nayuta is just destroying everything. Like, that's where like my high deficit kind of question is kind of raised, because she's able to just clear stuff. And I'm gonna do one more fight for an example, and I'll take us into Kraken. But that's where my question kind of like raises, because Nayuta is just destroying everything. Like, and don't get me wrong, Crown is still on this team, but Crown's not bursting. We're not getting that shield. And realistically speaking, like, a lot of the time, depending on how much damage you have, you don't need the shield at all, right? Like, don't get me wrong, like, it is a very, very powerful like ability, but at the exact same time, like, if you're doing enough damage to keep your characters alive, then you don't necessarily need it. And same thing for PvP. Like, if Nayuta is just kind of killing everything right off the rip with her ulti, then what else do you kind of want from her? You know what I mean? Like, this isn't the same kind of situation as Grave, where Grave does a bunch of damage, but Grave doesn't have a shield, so Grave got an S. But at the same time, like, Nayuta is just kind of carrying. Like, I don't know. Like, that's just kind of how I feel. Now, we're going to go into Kraken next. And my resets just happened, so that's awesome. This is the team I'm going to pop. I'm going to use Scarlet Black Shadow, Nayuta, Little Mermaid, Asuka Wele, and Crown. And with that, let's go in. For this rotation that I'm going to be using, I'm primarily going to be using Nayuta, and then I'm going to be using Crown whenever I need or feel like I need the shield. And let's go. Also, I am manualing as well, by the way. We're gonna start off with Nayuta's burst. Boom, boom. And I need no shield yet. And obviously, like, this boss is gonna get progressively harder, like, during the stages. Like, they're gonna be doing a lot more damage. But you're gonna be watching Nayuta's healing the whole entire time, and you're not gonna say that this is an insane character. Nice. And we're already at five bars of health. And Nayuta is going crazy. See, now, this is the circumstance where I'm going to pop Crown's ulti. And this is going to primarily just block the damage that comes from Kraken. And at stage 5, I feel like even if I were to pop Nayuta, none of my characters would die. Like, they would still be perfectly healthy. I only use Crown in some circumstances. Not all the time, though. And then we're going to go back to Nayuta's ulti. See, Mermaid just took a bunch of damage, but it's just going to get healed up by Nayuta. Also, we're already at 2 million damage. It's actually insane. And we're going to do the exact same thing here. So we're going to pop Crown's ulti. This is probably the second time that we're going to use her this whole entire run. It's alright. I'm going to pop this so I can hold on to it a little bit longer. And now we're already at the 7 health bar mark, which is honestly where you want to be in terms of this boss, so you can get max stones. And I haven't used Crown at all, except twice. Now this is going to be the next time I decide to use Crown. Just to block some damage. I mean, my characters still have full bars of shields, so if I wanted to just kind of keep them safe, I can, which I'm probably going to do here. And the boss is just about to run out of time, but I'm already at the last stage, the last amount of damage, and I'm gonna pull this up really quickly and show you guys how insane Nayuta really is. Like, the whole entire time I was fighting this boss, I popped Crown's ulti a total of 3 to 4 times, and Nayuta's damage is not far off from Scarlet Black Shadow, which is insane. Also not far off from everybody else, including Mermaid and Asuka. Nayuta is putting up damage, and she's also doing very, very good heals. On top of Crown also doing a little bit of heals as well. But this character is insane. And I don't know. Like, I feel like Prydwen. All right, so we're gonna go to the website and we're gonna talk about this really quickly. So I'm gonna highlight a quick line of text really quickly here, where it says Nayuta is not on the same level as Crown, and that I just don't understand that. Like, I totally understand her not having a shield and it just being like, I guess, non like shield centric when it comes to these two characters, and just Crown being a overall better supporter. I totally understand that, but I don't see why Nayuta wouldn't be an SSS, like triple S tier, because she still does so much for teams. Like, she gives you so much damage, she gives you so much healing, and if you have like a really good burst one as well, like, you already have everything like set in stone. Like, it just I don't understand like the whole comparison, just being like, all right, cool, like she doesn't get paired to this character, so why would we put her in SSS tier? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where my confusion comes from. Like, I totally understand, like, this is the only character in SSS. Like, Crown is the only character here, and Nayuta gets relegated to like SS tier, which is fine, but compared to like the other three bursts, like the other three burst twos, like, I don't think they're in the same like ballpark. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like comparing Nayuta to Aid is just kind of questionable. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Aid is very, very, very strong, but I think Nayuta is stronger. Same thing with Mass and Anchor. I think they're phenomenal together, but I still think that Nayuta is arguably still better. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even with Litter, like, I think Litter needs to be up here. Honest opinion, but anyways. But yeah, that's just something I just wanted to talk about. It's same thing here, like with high deficit. Like, you don't have Mast and Anchor here, you only have Nayuta and Mast. Like, what? It's kind of confusing. Like, I'm not throwing hate at Prydwen. I think Prydwen is an awesome site. I mean, obviously I was talking about it in my other video, but I don't know, it's just very confusing for me. Anise? Okay, alright. Alright, but that's okay. But yeah, that's what I want to talk about. I think that Nayuta is awesome. I think that she's a great character. Kind of questionable with how people feel about her so far, but I am loving her. I think that she is fantastic. She has been a phenomenal pull, and I am extremely, extremely, extremely excited for her costume. But I'm also very, 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 very excited for Liberalia to come out as well. So, I hope you guys are enjoying the anniversary. If you guys want to talk about it in the comments, please, I will reply to whatever I can. But yeah, this has been a new video. Sorry I haven't uploaded. I will try my best to upload more. I've just been getting very, very busy recently with the holidays coming up. So yeah, I also probably am gonna upload a little bit of the anniversary stuff. I did have some recorded. I just didn't really do commentary because everybody in my house was asleep and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning and I just got out of work. So also, I didn't pull for Nayuta. I used my golden tickets. I was like, fuck that. I have a bunch I mean a bunch of tickets saved for Liberalia. I have 70 tickets and I have 200 or 25,000 gems saved. So be ready for a Liberalia pull video. And yeah, so with that being said, my name is Angelito. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one.